Hi, I'm Amber Vitelli, part of the founding team at NayaOne, and we have Ollie Platt, Head of Client Solutions. It's a matter of time before Gen AI becomes part of your business, if it hasn't already. The ecosystem is growing rapidly, with a lot of financial services-specific solutions emerging. Our job here today is to give you access to this ecosystem safely and securely within your bank's risk appetite. In our sandbox, you can access the Gen AI ecosystem from the emerging players to the more established technology. And you can do that safely and securely without exposing sensitive or customer data. With that, you can collaboratively build out product propositions within your bank's risk appetite and security posture. Our banking customers have been building out Gen AI solutions for the past 6 to 12 months. Ollie, can you please show us how some of our banks are using the sandbox to look at Gen AI solutions for back office efficiency?
Yeah, of course. So if we go into the platform and we open up a back office efficiency type of use case, so let's say customer support, a use case almost all of our clients are universally looking at, really to just drive down that, the time it takes to respond to questions. Now, when we're starting to look at a use case like this in a space that's like generative AI, there are instant questions. Which areas of this use case does it make sense to use generative AI? Which type of companies should we be using? Are all of them the same? Does some perform better than others? Those are all kind of questions that we need to be able to answer just to be able to kind of take strides in this space. So step one is we want to pick up one of those technology providers. Now, in the position of almost all of our customers, that process would have typically taken 12 months plus just to onboard them to run that proof of concept. Within the platform, what we can do is we can actually select one of these kinds of vendors and instantly bring them in a couple of weeks. Or we can pick them up off the marketplace where the technology providers are already integrated. Now, once we've done that and we've actually decided who we're going to test, we need to agree what areas we're going to start to test. So what types of KPIs, what are my success metrics? For my particular use case, which vendor is going to match best? So we've agreed what we're trying to do. We've agreed those technology providers, and we brought their technology and made it available to us. Well, the other part that we really need to look at is data. So in the case of all regulated entities, you can't just go and grab production data up and pass it to a technology provider. So in that case, what we do is we generate synthetic data. And in this case, what we're using is a synthetically generated document of liability, let's say. And we want to be able to ask questions about this type of document. So we've now got data that's actually within our risk appetite that's appropriate for that use case that we're going to be evaluating. So let's launch up this technology provider that we've been able to get access to securely through the platform, and we can get started testing them. So in here, much like we would test any kind of AI model, we're going to pull that data in that we just saw, and then be able to ask questions upon it like we'd hope. So what is my public liability? And we'll get an answer that the team could instantly use. Now, why that becomes interesting is we can run this through with as much data as we like, which is all synthetically generated. We can look for bias. We can look if there's hallucination. Are these answers repeatable and accurate? And once we've established, are they accurate, are they biased, we can actually go back to those metrics that we set before and go, OK, we've evaluated these 3 different providers in 6 weeks. We've looked at those metrics that we set at the start, and we now have a conclusive answer as to who we should be moving to production with, basically almost instantly.
To recap, Ollie found a vendor. He's able to test that vendor without using sensitive data and without onboarding them. Thanks, Ollie. Could you share some of the other Gen AI use cases that our banks are looking at?
Of course. So we can start by going into the marketplace. So we've got, if we click generative AI here, we can see that there's already 35 connected up. Our banks are honestly testing with at least 35 more as well. And the types of use cases we're seeing really start to structure in different ways. So you have applications, tools, and infrastructure, and kind of technology. So those kind of I guess, horizontal type of tests that are being looked at. But those are being really dissected by different business lines typically. So you may have the marketing team in one side looking for content generation and how can we personalize that to our existing data. And then on the other side, we may have onboarding. And in the onboarding side, we'll be looking at actually answering questions more quickly. So a really wide spread of use cases applicable to almost everyone in the organization.
Thanks, Ollie. You can see that it's not the responsibility of a single line of business to actually leverage GenAI for efficiency. But you also know that this is something you have to do. But doing it within the sandbox, you can learn by doing. You can see and understand the art of the possible, so you're not reliant on a single vendor for GenAI. Is this something you're going to benefit from today or in 2 years' time? If you're ready to benefit from the efficiency and the cost savings that GenAI bring, come and speak to Ollie and I today, and we'll be here tomorrow as well. Thank you.